Whoa, whoa.
Units and a motorcycle unit as well that was in the pursuit. They may have, that motorcycle may have dropped off, but look at the speed there. He hit the gas and just pulled away from those officers, went all the way across lanes. We've seen that since we picked up the pursuit coming through the Sepulveda Pass. High speeds here. A driver seeing an opportunity to go all the way across lanes to move around this traffic. Now, traffic is moving pretty well here.
Oh, no, hell no. What happened? Perfect. I love the timing. It's just great. It's fascinating. It's exhilarating. I love that shit. I live for this shit. That's what I love. All right, we got another cam anyway, though. Don't worry. I love that. That's perfect.
As he's going all the way across lanes. Look at that move. Wow. Okay. He comes really close to hitting that car. And then back to the left again. And here's where that traffic is going to start to build. And he looks like he is committed to the 405 South, which means he's going to be having to weave in and out of traffic here at best.
Let's see what's going on. I think they said they were wanted for petty
dangerous speeds. Oh, man. Came close to clipping that car under the bridge there. There's the freeway, the 10th freeway, and now he's going to go all the way across lanes. We might see this driver exit. He's got a difficult spot there. He kind of, oh, man, look at that. Splitting cars in that heavy traffic now. And wow, what a move. Slow it down, Anton. On the shoulder now. Nowhere to go except the shoulder.
Are they on him, though? They're pressing him.
Let it catch us. Let it catch up. Wow, look at that. Splitting the lanes. Wow, unbelievable move. He's going to go all the way to the shoulder on that on-ramp. And he's lucking out here that there's no cars that are broken down on the side of the road there, but at this point still high speeds, looks like about 60 miles an hour in almost bumper to bumper traffic here. The traffic's moving at about 20 miles an hour, if that.
I ran out of pre-workout, guys, man.
Southbound 405 at Venice.
That's an Altima? I think just to ride out back in the day.
On the shoulder of the road, very dangerous situation. I'll come out wide real quick to show you CHP right on his tail. All that heavy traffic that's going to be like this all the way to almost to LAX. Deciding to stay on the freeway, on the Gore Point, going through and on the shoulder.
Yeah, this could be a dangerous turnout.
Speed 80 miles an hour. Oh, this guy sees him coming, tries to get out of the way, doesn't know what to do.
It's amazing.
All right, so that's the problem. People looking in the rearview mirror see that the lights and sirens are coming. They try to do the right thing, get out of the way, and they go into the shoulder like that. It could be a problem. Wow, splitting again the lanes, going onto the Gore Point there.
Cracked out.
Wow, what a move there. Dangerous situation for those drivers in that on that slow lane.
Twitter people, all the tweets and stuff. Twitter world. Sorry again. What?
Once again, the one on this is for theft. The Ventura County sheriffs were in pursuit of the vehicle, and they gave the pursuit over to the CHP in the West Hills area on the eastbound 101 freeway. Jumped onto the 405 freeway southbound. That's where we picked it up through the Sepulveda Pass. Looking at almost 90 miles an hour using the shoulder here. Here's traffic. Oh, that car almost got hit. He might be exiting here. Anton, get ready. He's exiting.
Oh, the traffic's picking
exiting the freeway. This is going to be the 90, I believe. And he's going to be, let's see which direction he's going to go here. But
glad you got the message.
If he goes east, he has not much,
Thank you for
much to go.
Oh, that's so annoying. We can't do this.
This might be somebody trying to get to their home or their location in LA. We've seen that so many times, but remaining on the highway now on the 90, at least there's less traffic there, it looks like.
Yeah, then this stretch, they went eastbound on the 90, which
basically back. They're letting the airship track for now, but he's going to get off.
I just got a couple of other details here. Possibly 2 occupants, a man and a woman in the car.
Ooh, okay, 2
and
occupants.
if Ventura County Sheriff's hunch is right, meaning this is the same couple that might be involved in other thefts. They are allegedly responsible for taking over $1,000 worth of merchandise from other locations. So it does appear to be one of those situations that you and I were talking about a little bit earlier, where this could be either a crew or at least a group of people that have been hitting several locations in Ventura County. The Ventura County Sheriff's this time able to catch them, seems like in the act. I mean, they said the theft at the Albertsons happened at 7:11 p.m. I mean, this pursuit started very shortly after that. So it sounds like responding deputies probably saw them and got behind them.
And that certainly makes sense when we see this sort of response. We hear initially that it's petty theft. Going actually just right in the middle, median right there, not taking a left-hand turn, but using that left-hand turn to go through that intersection at still pretty good speeds. But this is going to be one of those smash and grabs. We saw some materials, saw some evidence, or something being thrown out of the vehicle. That might have been what they shoplifted at that Albertsons. We're seeing bags of stolen items, we presume to be stolen items, thrown out of this vehicle. You got two people inside, Mike. It seems like they're trying to destroy the evidence.
Well, and that's always interesting to me, Jeff, because that means nothing, right? Like throwing evidence out of the car. You have an LAPD helicopter overhead that's got eyes on them that watch them do that. Now you have patrol units who are behind the vehicle who are going to recover those items. So just because they tossed them out of the car doesn't mean, oh, you know, you're scot-free, go home now. That's not how this works. So it is interesting when they do that. If anything, it really reaffirms law enforcement's theory that these guys stole something when they're throwing stuff out the window like that.
Just goes to show you how desperate these people are when it comes to that situation. They'll do anything they can to escape and to show that they're innocent. This is a situation now. They've come to a stoplight. I don't know exactly what cross street this is.
So it looks like we're at Slauson and I believe La Brea right here. And we are talking about, we are listening to CHP starting to say they want to back out of this.
I lost access
so we'll see if anybody else is going to pick it up. I see the ground units are significantly further back right now. So we're going to decide, you know, CHP, especially for, you know, again, these people are allegedly accused of doing this in several other places, but we're still talking about a non-violent, you know, minor crime. And CHP doesn't generally like to do that on surface streets. Once it gets off the freeway, they generally want somebody else to kind of take it over here. And so that's the discussion that's happening right now. I can tell you there is an LAPD helicopter overhead as well as a CHP fixed wing. So the CHP fixed wing is calling it for you know, their units right now. So we'll just have to see if LAPD is going to want to get involved on a petty theft, Jeff. I would be surprised if they did it.
Well, they might back off because they might know who they're dealing with now after they've run the plate. They might be able to go pick them back up at some later time. We talked about two people inside of this vehicle wanted for petty theft. Obviously, it appears that they are wanted for more than that, and shoplifting and taking things not only at an Albertsons, but enough stuff that was over $1,000 in value. Let's see if we can get another box here. On the right-hand part of your screen is going to be the point in time where they're throwing stuff out of the car. We presume that to be evidence in the stolen items. There should be one more bag we're going to see here. There it is, getting kicked to the side of the road as they're throwing it from the vehicle. We presume that that is the stolen items that they're getting rid of. Now back to a live full picture here. So they might back off, and if they do, we would probably think that they might be able to pick them up at a later time. Maybe they have more information, or if it comes down to it, obviously, this is one of those non-violent offenses that police are very apt to let go. This doesn't appear that somebody's really aggressive, could be in danger, but this is a surface street still going pretty fast, and through those intersections at a rapid pace. If they back off, then maybe that driver will cool down a little bit, right?
Right, and you know, and the whole point of, you know, tracking mode or having those ground units back off a little bit is to get this person to relax a little bit. And we've been in that situation for a while now, and it doesn't really appear that this person is slowing down very much at all. Now we're driving in the center lane here around some of these other cars. So their decision to not have a presence directly behind him is not really working out at this point.
Well, we don't know if maybe that was everything that they had stolen, that they threw to the side of the road as they were in this pursuit. And I would assume the police would stop by. As you mentioned, they do pick that evidence up. They might be able to return it if it's not damaged. And of course, maybe know who this person is and at some point in time pick them up may even know more about them than what we have here. Obviously, they run a plate. They might be able to get an address. They might already know quite a bit about this person, so they could pick them up at a later time. And that's not unprecedented. They've certainly done that times before. But going again through a red light. I wish we had the intersections here, Mike. We could use that map. I'm sure you know where we are.
Yeah, let me pull my map back up. I believe we're still eastbound on Slauson here. I think the major cross we just passed was Crenshaw.
Okay.
So kind of in the Hyde Park, Vermont Square area. Now, this is also an area that if this car goes any further south, that's going to be problematic for us as we get into the LAX airspace. So at this point, we want this guy to either continue to the east or even turn north at all. But right now, those ground units have backed off. They still have that CHP fixed wing overhead, as well as an LAPD helicopter that are monitoring this. But those CHP ground units have gained some distance here, Jeff.
Let's just give our audience a real quick update. This is a live CHP pursuit of 2 suspects inside of a black Nissan wanted for petty theft out of Ventura. But it appears that there was more than that petty theft offense. It appears that they are wanted for stealing much more items from businesses in Ventura County. Initially stolen from an Albertsons, caught in the act, and that's when police were called to that Albertsons, and they matched the physical and also the car's description to what they described those suspects as being, and then they chased them to the 101, and then once Ventura got into LA County, they called into CHP, and then they followed them to where we're seeing now. We just saw the sheriff's helicopter going overhead there, which is joining in.
It's kind of slowing down now. Is it the bill? It's the bill?
Oh, no, I think he's looking. Might get to the point, Mike, where they're just going to drive to their home and stop. We've seen that so many times before, but it looks like they're slowing down, and I don't know if they're trying to ditch the police, but a lot of times they just get to the location, get out and bail.
Yeah, I mean, we're starting to get into these neighborhoods now where, that always makes you wonder, are we starting to try to find a home? Is trying to find something familiar to him as they continue to drive this way? And Jeff, I just heard CHP instruct all of their West LA units to completely get out of this. So we are still tracking it from the air, both of the CHP fixed wing and a LAPD helicopter, but it sounds like the ground units have been told to get out. And as we get a good look in the front window here, Jeff, it does look like there's 2 people. That passenger looks like maybe even on a cell phone there, maybe trying to make arrangements or plans for wherever they're going.
Times of need.
We're in LAPD's jurisdiction now, so we'll see if LAPD wants anything to do with this, just with, kind of past history on these pursuits that we've chased.
Scenic route.
I don't imagine that LAPD is going to want to get in on a petty theft crime, a potential misdemeanor. The only felony here is going to be felony evading for running from the law enforcement.
Well, it's one of those things, obviously, if they do decide to get to a position where they can bail out, we do understand that units a lot of times are just close enough by where they can engage and catch these suspects. We've seen that many, many times where these suspects who were driving these police pursuits thought that they were free, pulled over, and then took off, and then police were able to get to that area pretty quickly. So we'll continue to follow that. Even if they say that they back off, Mike, there always seems to be around to the point where they can get there and get to the suspect.
Yeah, just because they're not directly behind him doesn't mean they're not kind of, moving around the area waiting for this guy to pull over or for this to come to an end.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and drop out of this. We're going to keep going. All right. We've got about 7 minutes for the top of the hour when we normally would take KCAL News at 8 o'clock. So we're just going to stay with this as we take another look here at this vehicle. This black Nissan, 2 people inside the vehicle. Appears to be petty theft at Albertsons and Thousand Oaks. The sheriff took off after them, and the vehicle took off when it got to LA County. CHP took over on the 101, then southbound the 405. Then we got off on the 90. Now I believe we're in the Crenshaw area as we're following this vehicle.
How did that guy not react? The newscaster.
At one point in time, going pretty quickly. Highway speeds, above highway speeds through cars, and now he's driving pretty tame in these residential areas and surface streets of LA as we wait to see if anybody's going to engage or if they're going to back off. Again, this appears to be a crew.
They might get you chased in Florida. Whoever you hit, the person might pull a gun on you. They might start chasing you.
And these officers may have known them as stealing from other places in Ventura County and chased them to this point here. So we're getting just a little bit out of focus. We're going to come back in here and
he
do
was
the
about
best
to leave,
we can.
Yeah, we're starting to get
it. I think that's them running off.
I knew it.
Could that be somebody?
Right there. Yep,
there we go.
They were wearing white shirts. All right, 3 of them. out on foot, and they're really running from nobody, Jeff. I mean, LAPD is not behind them.
They followed.
CHP backed off as well. There's a CHP fixed wing that I hear calling out locations to try to get some officers over here, but there was nobody. Even ripping that fence off. Trying to get over there. Now, Jeff, we're in an area where we can't get any closer than this because of the LAX airspace. So we're going to have to look at this off of the end of the lens here. But
they got some balls.
Yeah, 3 people out and running, and law enforcement really not behind them. But you've got that CHP fixed wing that can get really high, has a good camera on it, and they're going to be able to monitor them as much as they can.
$1,000 split between 3 or 4 you guys?
Do we know the location? Because they're hopping in these backyards over fences. Obviously, if they're desperate enough, they might get to a point we can't see if they try to get into an open window or an unlocked door.
Yeah,
we would love to warn those people in their area.
We're down on 61st Street.
Okay.
Who's the other people?
61st Street, kind of near Hoover and Budlongs.
The other, because it almost looked like 5 people, like somebody said at one point. Were those people already in the neighborhood, or those friends that just they met up with and they all scattered, or did they all get out of the vehicle?
We tell those people at 61st and Hoover and Budlong area, there are 3 suspects in that neighborhood to, if you can, to make sure that all of your windows and doors are locked and kind of shelter in place, because in a situation like this where you have 3 suspects running from police that might be desperate, they might try to get into your home, and we certainly don't want that.
And they've actually just gone into a home, Jeff.
I was worried about that.
CHP fixed wing is telling...
I mean, it's a beautiful summer night. A lot of people have their doors open, windows open as well for that breeze. And I was concerned about that, Mike. It appears that they were 3 all wearing white T-shirts. It looked to me like 2 young men and a younger woman.
I mean, you should
they look like teenagers to me. They look like young folks.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Just anecdotally seeing these pursuits, we get video of them all the time. I mean, just a couple weeks ago, we had a pursuit in LAPD's area where a car crashed into a wall and the suspect was 12 years old.
Wow.
It really does seem like we're starting to see younger and younger people.
I Can Prep 2 says I saw 5 run, 2 in one direction and 3 over the fences.
Yeah, they got over all 3 of them got over the fence pretty quickly, and didn't seem to have anything to jump onto or hop over it. So
yeah, they even ripped apart part of it.
Yeah, they got over then there was a number of fences, backyards, 3 in a row that they hopped 6 fences. If I could.
And Jeff, you were right. Two men and a woman is what they're alerting officers to. So. Again, I mean, the good news, bad news here is the good news is you have that CHP fixed wing that has a lot of capabilities. They can stay really high so they don't get in the way of LAX traffic or anything like that. So they actually have the very specific address that these people went into. So right now they are directing officers to try to get into here. So you've got CHP units coming, and hopefully they've got LAPD units as well. I'm going to ask our photographer in SkyCal, Quan, to kind of back out a little bit and go back to where the car was and see if we see any officers kind of getting towards the car. I don't know if we see anybody. No, there's no police officers at all in the area right now. So they must still be responding.
Let me interrupt you here real quick, Mike. We're going to go to break here in just a few seconds, but we'll pick this up on the other side, the top of the hour on KCAL News, coming up straight at the top of the hour, as we will update you on this latest police pursuit of suspects wanted for petty theft. Stay with us here on KCAL News. We'll have the latest update.
You remember that time where there was that chase? Oh, you got the other feed. Where they ran into this neighborhood and like the whole hood came out, and it was like a gang of people, just the whole neighborhood, everybody, and they blended into the hood. And it's like nobody knew who was who, and they were all just chilling, like standing, looking at the helicopter, everything. Might be 5, man. Who were those other people that were running? That happens a lot in California.
Someone walking out in a black shirt,
is that a baby or?
Maybe unaware of what's going on.
Just kidding. Somebody upset. I thought they were pulling off that tactic, blend in and everything. Let's see. Oh, another chase going on? Maybe. Huh? There's another chase? Oh. Suspects had 2 vehicles come pick them up. Wait, what? Maybe this is for the new chase, or I don't know. This chase? I know these people looking kind of sus. Let's see what's going on out here.
Some movement there, unknown who those people are coming out.
That's the car picking them up right there. That's the car to get them out of there. Probably. Oh,
and we got, there we go. There's one going into a white car. There's the driver going into a black vehicle. Nope, this changed his mind. He's going to go back to the white car possibly. And now into that vehicle. So at least two from the original pursuit vehicle, the driver and a passenger, are on the move here westbound. I'm sorry. Yes, westbound on 62nd at Vermont. That vehicle, the driver and a passenger, got into that white vehicle from that house.
And the other trying to cut it off and went to break. I mean, I don't have a choice.
And they're back on the move.
They should have it at least on the app or something. Look at them rolling together. G shit.
And if you're just joining us on the web, thank you for doing so. This is Gil Levis up in Sky 5 over a pursuit that started in Ventura County. The sheriffs there were in pursuit of a vehicle wanted for theft.
Wasn't I saying that shit?
The CHP picked up the chase. Here we go southbound on, it looks like Budlong.
Coordination, yeah.
And turn left. He's going to go back to the east. Eastbound turn. So the white vehicle is what we're tracking here. Unfortunately, we can't get directly over due to the LAX airspace, but that vehicle here has picked up two of the three suspects from that original pursuit. They bailed out on surface streets around 60th Street near Vermont, ran through the backyards of a couple homes, and made their way into a house for a short time. Then they all of a sudden just came out maybe a minute ago, jumped into this white car and another car, a black car, but the driver and the passenger, both males, jumped into this vehicle here in the center of your screen. That black car might be the other one that was involved as well. So you can hold here if you have to.
They're riding out together too, not even splitting up? Wait, what are you doing?
Coming right at us. This is Vermont.
Oh.
What's going on? Oh, shh.
No.
Eastbound, go eastbound.
There we go.
Oh, I don't know if that's it. Shoot.
No!
Unfortunately, we lost the car here.
Oh, ABC, we got. Oh, let me try ABC. I hope ABC got it. No. What in the heck? There's some banging. The people. Oh, no, that's the garbage people. I thought maybe I've been screaming too loud. I think they lost. I think they all lost them. Wait, let's see. We got Sky.
Hang on. Way out east. Okay.
Damn, man. It was just getting exciting. Unbelievable.
Hang on. Way out east. Okay. Where did that
Suspects H. Okay, hold on. There's 7 en route to the second pursuit. Okay, so ABC is going to the second pursuit. I guess if we lost this one, at least we could have the ABC one. The second chase. We might have even 2 chases at once. I got ABC, CBS. Okay. Ay, caramba. Man, that was really good, man. That shit. And what got me is that they left in sync. For whatever reason, they decided to ride out together. I thought maybe they would split or something. They got to be celebrating tonight. I mean, I think the police know who they are, I guess. They're going to be popping a bottle tonight, celebrating with the stolen merchandise. Or did they throw everything out the window? Trying to see if I could, Bay Area, ABC live cams. Oh. Try this one. Take me through the sky. No, it's still the same shit. One pursuit. Okay, on pursuit 1, only NBC still on it. All other media is en route to pursuit 2. Okay. The person is driving 100 miles per hour. ABC will be first overhead. All right. So, I mean, I guess I'll take it. So, 2 chases. I mean, if it makes it there before it ends. I was about to make a thumbnail. All media, NBC left, so all media is going to pursuit 2. Okay. Don't you love me? Five minutes. 5 minutes out. Okay. All right. All right. Guess we'll just hang out and wait. I got ABC on the other window. ABC will be there first. Overhead standby. Okay. I see the chat. What do you guys want me to see? Go. That's what I'm waiting for. Fox. I don't see that Fox has a feed. Yeah, I remember you guys keep saying Fox. There's nothing on Fox right now. It's ABC. It's supposed to be live, so we're just waiting. ABC overhead stand for live feed. That's the case. Damn, Metro Scuba Driver stabbed. Okay. There's nothing on Fox. I'm telling you guys. They said Fox 11 has ended. I've had Fox open a couple times. They're not showing any chase, unless there's a different link. Look, I think they're already catching up right here. I think it's the guy right here. Yeah. Yep. I think so. All media is overhead right now. Okay, we're just waiting. Fox link and DM. Fox doesn't have anything yet. Okay, that's what I was saying. So you gave me the link. Okay, thanks for the link.
It is so.
This is the first feed that I have right here. So let's give it a minute. Okay, yeah, Fox only has like some sort of like replay thing. I don't know why. And the thing on Fox, I think that's the previous. Yeah, the Fox has the previous chase. I don't know. This is the current one right now. If I see a better feed pop up, we'll do it. So we can have some audio too. I'm telling you guys are screaming at me in the chat. Ah, you're not paying attention. This is KTLA.
Westbound 10 freeway here on another high-speed chase. This is different from the one we were on just a few minutes ago. This is coming out of the Inland Empire. 140 miles an hour. This is a high-performance vehicle.
What is that?
What was the one on it?
That's Porsche. Oh, teamwork. We figured it out.
In and out of traffic. Fortunately, light to moderate traffic on this westbound 10 freeway.
That's not a. Is that a Porsche? I don't know what that is. Somebody has to identify the vehicle.
Copy that. We're trying to get confirmation on the one, but we understand. We understand this is possibly an assault with a deadly weapon on a police officer suspect from yesterday out of the Inland Empire area and a reported stolen vehicle. Speed is slowed down here about 110 miles an hour.
Ooh,
at one point 140 miles an hour.
Put the window down and roll it back up.
Airship overhead. We're coming up to Fremont.
Oh, we got ABC now.
Keep an eye on him, Anton. Keep an eye on him out your window.
Oh, he's swerving. I'm gonna.
He's at 3 o'clock. 105 miles an hour.
Wow. That boy's swerving. Well, this guy's not talking though. Damn, over the median. Oh, this guy's hauling ass. Oh, the bad thing about this one, we don't get the speed.
Welcome, everybody, as you join us live on ABC7.com and our 24/7 streaming channels. Once again, we are over another pursuit. This time, we are in the East LA area going at a high rate of speed along with this stolen Jaguar. California Highway Patrol joining the pursuit here after the Riverside County Sheriff's Department followed this vehicle through Pomona into the East LA area, just past the 605 a few minutes ago was where we picked it up. And now you can see he is coming up on Soto Street. So he is traveling at upwards of 100 to 110 miles per hour, weaving in and out of traffic. Some really erratic moves. We are not clear on who else is in that vehicle other than the driver, and that we suspect that the want was a GTA, Grand Theft Auto,
I didn't realize you guys were here.
of a stolen Jaguar, still doing about a $120 westbound on the 10 freeway, coming up on the East LA interchange any minute here. still going over 110 miles per hour.
Kelly said, I'd be in tears watching this if it was my Jag. Thank you for the super chat. Where the wind blows, thank you. Notre Dame 97, thanks for the 5-month membership. Give us a good chase. Let's go. Mandy L, thank you for the super chat. Stay in your vehicle, ride longer.
Is he in the interchange? I can't make out. It looks like he is in the LA interchange. Transitioning now. Transitioning possibly onto the 101 freeway. Northbound 101. Northbound 101. Heading straight for downtown. Over the LA River now.
Hold up a mail sign. So they say assaulting an officer from yesterday, I think, with a deadly weapon. Oh.
All over the road, all over the freeway, encountering a little bit of traffic now, slowing down for the first time as traffic is slowing down in front of him. And he is did he just get off there? No, that's him. Yeah, he got off the freeway, off the 101 in Chinatown, off the 101 in Chinatown, coming up on Spring Street. Coming up on Spring Street, a right turn southbound on Spring. Southbound Spring, coming up on downtown LA. Light traffic as he goes south of the 101 freeway. That is City Hall. Coming up on City Hall. Didn't see him come out the other side of that building.
A lot of the times it's kind of, you can lose these helicopters because of these tall buildings, or if you go into a parking lot. I think it's already gone. Don't sell me.
There he is. Okay, there he is. Westbound Temple. Westbound Temple from City Hall. He was at Spring Street there, turned off, and now he's at a red light over the double yellow lines, and now he comes up on some cross traffic through the red light. Downtown LA, a high-speed pursuit of down LA, a high-speed pursuit of the stolen Jaguar, continuing now westbound Temple, and he is heading straight for the 110 freeway, straight for the 110, going through every red light. A left turn, southbound, southbound Fig. This is going to put him onto the freeway, I think. Southbound Fig through downtown LA, and now it sounds like the CHP may be pulling off here. That's southbound Figueroa, yep. Southbound Fig, nobody behind him.
I guess they figured maybe they'll catch him when they catch him.
A right turn, westbound, westbound third.
I thought with the assault to a cop, they were going to hunt this guy down, I guess.
Getting onto the freeway, getting onto the 110. This is going to put him on the southbound side of the 110. Southbound 110 freeway in the heart of downtown LA, continuing now onto that entrance ramp. Southbound 110 freeway, CHP trying to figure out where they lost him here. They pulled back momentarily.
I got power, little man.
We're going to stick with it. Continuing southbound 110 freeway through downtown LA. Next interchange is going to be the 10 freeway, doing about 90 miles per hour. Flying. This guy is flying past everybody. Now upwards of 100, pushing 100 miles per hour. Southbound 110 freeway.
This could be
coming up on the 10 in just about 10 seconds. '90 away. Here we go.
Let's see what they're saying here.
Which agency? Which agency? Which air unit? Christina, you copy? Do you know which agency?
I think the other driver is more sporadic than this guy.
This place. When you start a business.
Oh, true. Where's the other one at? Let me get another one up too. This guy.
Almost some scorching.
Can you slide left a little bit? Slide left over the freeway. You're clear left. I don't have anyone out here. In and out of traffic, southbound 110 freeway from the 10, and now he's going to go under the bridge. Now you got to slide back right. Yeah, I don't want to lose him though. All right.
Jeez.
Vehicle blacked out.
I don't have the lights on anymore? There's headlights? I thought the headlights were on. Let me switch it back. This video is better.
County, the Riverside County Sheriff's helicopter is up here with us tracking this, what is believed to be a stolen Jaguar. Eventually, CHP got involved. They let it go. He made his way into downtown LA, got on the 101 freeway, then sped right through downtown LA, off the freeway, got onto the 110 freeway just a few moments ago, and again, flying at upwards of 100 miles per hour southbound on the 110 freeway. They lost him momentarily. Now, as I mentioned, that helicopter has a visual once again, but right now there's nobody behind this Jaguar. Now, we believe it's a stolen Jaguar. We know there's obviously a driver in there, but unclear whether there's anybody else in there with him at this point. But the driving has been not only very, very fast, but it's been extremely erratic, really weaving across lanes, going through red lights when he was on surface streets, and now showing signs of maybe getting off the freeway again here, using that shoulder to get around anybody in his way. Traffic's moving along here. It's not bumper to bumper, but you can see he is just desperate to flee as fast as he possibly can. He's really pushing the pedal to the metal in this newer model Jaguar, southbound 110 freeway through South LA. Giovanna and Mark?
Yes, the good thing is that there is light traffic out there. We're not seeing too many cars on the roads, but this guy, as you mentioned, has been flying past cars, weaving in and out of lanes. Very, very dangerous. Mark, we were looking up this car because this is a stolen Jag. We believe it's an F. What is it? An F-type?
Trying to squeeze through. Squeeze through.
Potential for speed is significant.
Yeah, up to 186 miles an hour, depending on the trim level of this car. That's how fast it can go. He's getting off on Manchester, heading east on Manchester.
East on Manchester, under the 110 freeway. Now moving away from us here. He's under the freeway, under the overpass, right? He did not come out the other side. Did not come out the other side yet. This is always a tricky point. It's always a telltale sign. If they're looking to dump the vehicle, sometimes they will stop it. He's out of the vehicle. The vehicle's rolling. The vehicle is rolling into the intersection. He is on foot under that freeway. He is under the overpass, and there is nobody behind him. He may very well walk away from this crime. Now look at this. That Jaguar is moving on its own, bumping into that van. This is incredible. That driver's seat, by my observation, is empty, and now that Jaguar is coming to a stop there in the middle of the intersection at Manchester Boulevard at either Broadway or Main. They're just one block past the freeway there. And as for that driver, he may very well be long gone, guys. It's always difficult when this happens under a freeway overpass. There's no sign of him. Meanwhile, this car is still rolling along here in idle.
This is really something else. So we think he just disappeared. And earlier he threw something out of the vehicle. Any idea what that was?
No, on several occasions we did see debris fly out of the vehicle. Unclear what it was, if it was anything of importance, if it was evidence of some sort, if it was drugs, if it was a weapon. We have no idea. But he was certainly pushing his luck here and also stepping on that gas pedal at very high speeds as he made his way through Riverside and LA County, looking for that perfect hiding spot or a perfect place to dump the vehicle. And this is a new one on me. Literally just left the vehicle rolling without anybody behind him. There was no law enforcement on scene out here to even take custody of the stolen Jaguar. So somebody's stolen Jag is now rolling through South LA with nobody in it. I can't say I've seen this before. Meanwhile, that driver is long gone, guys.
Driver's gone. The best news about all of this is that nobody got hurt because we were all holding our breath as he was going upwards of 125 miles an hour on the freeway and then getting off on surface streets and flying down surface streets. So that's the good news is that
here comes California Highway Patrol. Look at this. The car is rolling right into traffic. The car appears to be in idle, just rolling through the intersection. Here comes CHP.
Somebody's going to have to stop.
What are we going to see here? A pit? I mean, God only knows. This is a new one on me, guys.
Imagine the cop lets his shit
we haven't seen this before. I'm surprised the car is continuing
Try and open it up. Try and open it up. Okay, it's open. And here it comes to an end. Into a pole. Shucks, he says.
He tried. He tried his best. It did kind of collide with a truck as it was going just past the freeway there, just as it had been dumped. The truck was at a stoplight earlier, and the vehicle kind of ran into it, kind of tapped it. Truck drove off. Well, the good news is the car's been recovered. We don't know what kind of condition it'll be in now after a couple of minor collisions. The driver appears to have gotten away. If that stolen Jag will now be recovered.
And we have more breaking news in South Los Angeles. Several suspects got away after leading police on another chase from Ventura County. Police say they were wanted for petty theft. The chase went south on the 101 and 405 around 7:30 this evening. They eventually went on surface streets where they blew through red lights. They even made contact with another passing car while making a sharp turn. The chase came to a stop near 61st and Vermont. 3 suspects bailed on foot and tried hiding. They managed to hop into separate cars and take off.
Now, a story that we have all been following. It has come to a tragic ending. All 5 people in that submersible that was set to tour the wreckage.
So the only things that I really saw about that, I thought about coming on tonight, but then I was like, maybe not. But we can talk about it tomorrow, though. They're saying that the U.S. Navy had detected sound when they believe they did when the submersible imploded. You see, U.S. Navy, and so people are like feeling some type of way because they feel that they knew all this time and they let us on. They didn't say nothing. Now I was talking to Flossie about this earlier. We're talking about this a little bit, but we're actually talking about all these sea creatures under the ocean, deep ocean. And I mean, the whole thing with this, to me, is not that crazy. It could have been it says top secret. This article, and if you don't like Daily Mail, you can type it in Google search and pick whatever email you prefer. I mean, not email, article, media, whatever. You'll find it everywhere. But it says here, top secret U.S. Navy sonar detected. And we were talking about this, and like maybe the thing is that there could be classified information. Maybe they don't want internationally people knowing their location, exactly where they're at and stuff like that. I don't know why. I mean, yeah, I don't know why we just found out now. I don't know if there's like a specific reason. Sparking questions as to why a multi-million-dollar international rescue effort was launched. Why? And did the family know? A senior official told the Wall Street Journal, so that's a source right there, that they heard a sound of suspected implosion at the time it was lost, but rescue efforts continued. The sound was detected near where the debris of the sub was discovered. So that was one of the updates. The U.S. Navy conducted an analysis of acoustic data and detected an anomaly consistent with an implosion or explosion in the general vicinity of where the Titan submersible was operating when communications were lost, a senior U.S. Navy official told the Wall Street Journal. While not definitive, this information was immediately shared with the incident commander to assist in the ongoing search and rescue mission. They claim it was immediately shared, so I guess people have to read past the title, right? And the sound was detected in an area where the debris from the sub was located on Thursday. Hours after debris was found, officials noted 5 people on board were presumed dead in an implosion. Okay, now some other interesting stuff. I don't think I should delve into this too much because it could be a live stream for tomorrow. So I kind of don't want to. Maybe I shouldn't go into everything, or I just could do it twice, right? Just because this is whatever. But Flossie was also telling me too. I don't know if you guys knew it. So the billionaire. Let me see the link that Lori sent me. If I can even find it. It was the guy that went with his son. I think it was the billionaire. It came out that apparently he didn't want to go to the submersive, that he was actually afraid to go, and that the reason he went is because he didn't want to upset his father, and also it was Father's Day, so he went even though he didn't really want to go. So I thought that was kind of sad too. With that whole situation. The other thing too, why MW Millie is more important. Did anybody watch today? Was it good at all? I didn't even check it all today. I got so caught up in the submarine stuff and kind of cleaning and doing stuff in that, which I barely clean. I clean a little bit, but I didn't get to check why and Millie, whatever Millie. I think I might do, like I said, I'm not gonna do like full highlights anymore, but if there's like a specific witness, mass witness, an undercover detective testifies as a gang expert. Maybe that was interesting. I don't know. The other thing too, because we were talking about, I started watching different videos of the ocean and how implosion works. There was this submarine called the Thrasher that was from, when is the Thrasher from? Thrasher's from submarine. Thrasher. Was it 1940 or some shit? Nineteen 1963. So that submarine is sank. I forget exactly what the issue was, but they went down. The only thing that happened today was a gang expert testifying, but literally was bickering between the lawyers until after lunch. Okay. And the testimony was only for like a minute. Amazing. Didn't miss anything. So this sub sank because they had, I don't know what it was. They were doing a test dive type of thing, and they started having issues, and they were dropping lower and lower. And for some reason, the system, because there was like a pipe leak or something, and the pipe leaked onto, I don't know, because these things are nuclear operated. And so I don't know, the water leaked onto all the stuff and it damaged all the equipment. They were trying to rise. They couldn't rise. And so they have this thing. One of the emergency features is like they have this thing where these little ports, I forget the name of it, that fills up with water. They go out down there with water inside of it, and then air pressure pushes all the water out, and then it closes and it leaves air pockets so that this thing can come up to the top. It's going to probably come up at a fast rate. But they had something was frozen in the tube. So when they try to push the water out, that didn't actually work. So this submarine went all the way down and imploded on itself. Let me show you something too. Emergency surfacing submarines. Emergency surfacing submarines. It literally like it gets kind of thrown up because all the you can't even see it. The water pressure. That one doesn't look as drastic. Oh, and the other thing too I learned because I was watching all these videos, they can break through ice too. I forgot how much they said. The maximum is like maybe 3 meters of ice, but sometimes they gotta come through the ice. I thought that was kind of dope too. And then apparently there's these ice breaking boats. You ever seen that shit? Ice breaking boat ships. I was like looking up all this weird stuff earlier after the stream. Wait, that's the fake one. Or is that the... Oh, no, that's real. Ice breaking ships. Yeah. And the other thing, too... You know that those fish underwater, deep sea underwater, they would not survive if you brought them up to the surface or if you brought them up to like closer to the surface. They, I guess because of the pressure, the way their body's made. That's that. What is it called? The bobfish. They call that shit bobfish. Mine's all over the place. The bobfish. I actually sent myself some links. Some people online, they were saying that if you bring those fish up, it explodes. I was like, nah. But then somebody else was saying they're kind of overreacting. Those fish, like, they'll melt. They won't survive in our conditions. They're meant to be in that pressure all the way down. Oh, there's some good shit, too. See, all this stuff I could have saved it for tomorrow. But check this out real quick. Look at this, too. Oh, no. This is... railroad tank vacuum implosion. What the hell? Oh, what? Check it out. Oh, no. Music. Douche. And this fish thing, this bobfish. I forgot the depths that they go to. They're not all the way at the bottom, but Jesse.
Actually look like this. They only look like this when they've been hauled 3,000 feet up the ocean. This is what they actually look like. And as it turns out, there are only about 400 left in the world. And
all this music too. And they're under threat from overfishing. Yeah, that first one I think was CGI. I was on a research vessel. We sent an unmanned submersible 4,000 feet deep with styrofoam cups attached. When the submersible surfaced, the cups had compressed to the size of a thimble. What's a thimble? A thimble. I don't know. Maybe you meant to write something else. They will turn upside down. All right. Yeah, I've been watching all these little different documentaries and stuff, which I find interesting. Let me see here. Awful. Suleiman Dawood, 19-year-old passenger, terrified to go on Titan. That sucks, man. But the teen ended up going on the submersible since the trip fell over Father's Day weekend. He allegedly didn't want to upset his dad. And people kept talking about this too, this whole thing of like, where's the bodies? Yo, you should have seen this too. Let me show you this. Rick Ross chimed in on this shit. You seen that already? Let me show you. Hold on. Gotta show you. Chicken, lemon, pepper wings. Something.
The news, submarine being lost at sea, sending the prayers to the families. The only question I had, and no, I'm not a seologist. Only question I had was, why wasn't...
He said seologist. And I'll be honest, I was like, is that really a thing? Like, I had to look that up. I don't think it's something.
The submarine tethered, meaning having a cable attached to the rear of it all the way to the top above water, so once you lose communication, you can hit a button and it pull it all the way back to the top. If you lose your phone, you could find your phone. If you lose tracking devices everywhere, how you weren't able to track this? That's the only question.
What he said, I didn't get what he said. I think too, a lot of people don't understand like the vastness of the ocean. Like when you start watching some of these videos, though, even though, because I talked to Sylvia a little bit on the phone, and I was trying to explain to him the whole implosion thing, which I still am a little confused, but I understand like the pressure, and then your body's not meant to handle that pressure, and then having all this air inside you at that level too, I think. But also, this thing is so far deep. Yeah, I don't know about a 12,000 foot rope like they're saying in the comments. I'm sure Rose probably hasn't been following the story like that, but I'm not even sure that's feasible in any way to pull. First of all, this thing imploded, so having a rope wouldn't do anything anyway. But I get what he's saying. And then to like pull it up, and there's just so many things that could happen. That rope can get tangled and stuff. There's so much that could go wrong with the rope. It could actually be a danger. If I think about it, if it gets caught on something, and then you need to come up, you can't go outside of this thing to detach yourself from it. But because I was watching because I wonder like, how do these other ships communicate? I was watching some of the Navy ships, and I saw like they dropped this rope. It's not connected to the sub, or I was watching the really old one, but I saw like they dropped like this rope with something on it. I don't know how many, whatever, into the water, and they're still able to kind of communicate. Let me see, how do... And yeah, under the water, your GPS is not going to work. Your signal, your texting, your phone, like all that kind of stuff is not going to work in the water at those depths. U.S. submarines communicate.
In use. Extremely low-frequency radio is one method to receive communications, but that communication is one-way. It is impossible to install an ELF transmitter aboard a submarine, so it is predominantly used to transmit predetermined codes. For most communications, normal radio links are utilized. This is accomplished using several methods. Some submarines are equipped with a buoy that has antennae installed. These buoys are tethered to the sub with a cable and are designed to remain just below the surface while their antennas pierce the water.
But that wouldn't work because the Navy, these military things, they're not diving that deep. They can't have a rope that comes all the way out that far, right? But the Navy's not going that deep, so in a deep excursion, this wouldn't work out, right?
Another option is to come to periscope depth or under certain circumstance to surface the ship.
Maybe they don't communicate. There's got to be a way they communicate, right? Don't they communicate when they come up to a certain... I started asking myself all these little weird questions now. I've been watching this thing. Antenna? Health transmitters? YNW antennae? Apple releases C tags. Yeah, you guys are tripping. The bit shows exactly what happens with implosion. Oh, there was a viral thing that everybody's talking about right now. We can take a look at that real quick too. I don't even know where it's at. There's the viral video that they're showing how the thing would look if it imploded. Let's see. I mean, I've already watched a couple of other regular videos, but there is one specifically that somebody made recently, I think. Here it is. Here it is. You got to add on it. Amazing. And they have to put them, they got to put the music on, right? The instant collapse of the pressure, the hull would immediately heat the air in the sub to around the surface's sun. Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah, we did hear that. I had a whole conversation with Flossie about pressure and temperature and heat and stuff. The hull would immediately heat the air in the sub to around the surface of the sun's temperature, as well as metal and seawater smashed one end of the boat to another in around 30 milliseconds. I don't know about the 30 milliseconds. I heard that shit is like a millisecond. But I guess that's what the implosion would look like. From everybody I've heard talking about this, how long it would take, because a lot of the questions that's been going around too is like, would they have felt it? Would they have been in pain? Would they have even noticed but not be reacted? How long does it take for the brain to react? What's the word? To react. The average reaction time for humans is 0.25 seconds to visual stimulus. So yeah, I was told it would be about a millisecond, I think. A millisecond. So like there's 1,000 milliseconds in a second. Let me see if I can find this video on it too. I sent this to myself earlier. Oh, I did send myself that video too. Trying to find that channel that had the video. Come on. There we go. Okay, here we go.
And now, once the grieving has been done and the mourning has been done, and parents this evening, he says, my worst fears have now been realized. Let me go to Tim. You're really confronting a real tragedy here. 5 people.
A terrible tragedy. And I've studied the Titanic all my life, and I never thought that she would take 5 more victims 111 years after she killed 1,500 people.
Yes, I mean, that's the most dramatic way, isn't it, to view this story, that the Titanic has taken even more lives. Jacob, obviously you're sitting here trying to make sense of this horrible story, really, isn't it? Because we suddenly see the fight. This is a story of pilot
that we're in. We don't want to report people dying. But unfortunately, it seems that has happened, that there's been some form of cataclysmic, catastrophic implosion, and as Tim said, and as we've all been saying, the only saving grace is that how quick it would have been. And before, I saw some information from a medical expert about this, saying that it would be before the people inside even registered it.
Right.
So, yeah, we are clutching at straws to think of small mercies here, because it is ultimately a terrible, terrible.
Yeah. I don't know if it was the other guy, the captain that I saw talking about it, that I liked how he explained it. But yeah, basically that, like, you wouldn't have even been able to register. Like, it would be so fast that by the time your brain tells you whatever, like, you wouldn't even notice. It'd just be like lights out, I guess. All right. I mean, I thought James yeah. Okay, maybe you're right. The last Ronin says James Cameron said it was 2 milliseconds. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's incredibly, ridiculously like fast, like, you know. So, I don't know. And there's a lot of conspiracy stuff going on too. People think it was like a hit or some sort of inside thing. And the other thing too about the stepson that we talked about earlier today, the guy that got into it with Cardi B, I heard that guy has like a shady ass past. Shady, different. I think he has a felony and some other stuff allegedly. Super chats. Let me see what if I missed. Mary P, thank you for the 10-month membership. Thank you for resubscribing too. James Cameron did an interview you may find interesting. I think it was from today. He explains a lot of people's questions. He's been doing a lot of interviews, and I did see a few of them which were really good. I feel like he's kind of blunt too. Oh, you know which one it was? I think now, and you telling me, it might not be the specific one you're talking about, but I think there was one on News Nation a little bit ago that I liked. Maybe not. This is everybody's. Oh, here it is. Yep. This is one of the ones. I'll get the rest of the super chats.
David Marquette.
This is not the guy you're talking about either, but thank you, Mary Gypsy. Thank you for the super chat. It says guy that murdered my cousin sent this. 80 years. Amazing. I would toast to you with that for that. Yeah. Wow, finally. I'm happy for you. And that guy never I'm trying to remember, his body was never found, right? Guess this guy's just taking it with him. Joy Wilson says, love your reactions, but I love it. Thank you. I'm kind of like super chill. I'm not really, and I ran out of pre-workout, so I'm not like extra, you know? And I just kind of had one of those days after the trial, the submarine stuff, that I was just kind of like chilling, relaxing, watching videos.
As a retired U.S. Navy submarine captain and best-selling author of Turn the Ship Around. So, David, your reaction to this new report that the Navy heard the implosion days ago?
I guess it's possible. I don't know anything about it.
So, what are your main questions following that afternoon press conference with the U.S. Coast Guard?
Yeah, well, I think it confirms our most likely scenario, which is as the submarine was descending toward the Titanic in the first hour and 45 minutes of its journey, some minute flaw, could have been a minute flaw, resulted in the tremendous pressure, causing an immediate and instantaneous collapse of the pressure vessel and the immediate death of all the people on board.
I don't know. My friend was kind of telling me too. maybe the sub experts. There's a really good video this guy did. D-Land had sent it to me. A couple of people told me about it. The guy's name is Sub Brief on YouTube. The Titan Tragedy. He really, really explains the stuff. He's a submarine. I don't know what they call him. Submarine pilot, operator, I think. Something, an expert in that field. And so he really kind of breaks down a lot of the stuff, how it was built, some of the things where he thinks they went wrong a little bit. One of the things that he pointed out too, you see how I'm all over the place? One of the things that he pointed out that I thought was cool, because this is something that I pointed out before I even watched this video. I think on the first day, and I was pointing out, we're talking about this controller, how it's wireless, and that I don't like using anything wireless. I need reliability, stability, like longevity. Like I don't want to be dealing with batteries or losing connection. This thing too, this has a nice Bluetooth. For some reason, this thing randomly cuts off even when it's fully charged, whether it's on my phone or if I hook it up to the computer. It's just it adds too much variables and annoyance. You got to deal with the frequency shit. It's just too much. I can't. I need to be plugged in. All my shit needs to be like wired. I know these kids like to use everything wireless. Good for you. I'm not doing that shit. Keyboard, everything wired. Mouse is wired. I'm not, and this is my computer. We're not gonna die, if some sort of malfunction. So one of the things he pointed out, which I thought was really good, and I agreed with, is just why are they using a wireless controller? And I don't know if they had an extra one or not. But and again, this is wouldn't have changed anything about this thing imploding. I don't think, unless the thing started going haywire, flipping upside down or something. I don't even know if that would have an effect or not. Let's see. And the other thing my friend was telling me about, I don't know. Usually the submarines, they're all kind of, everything is shaped like cylinder kind of. Which you could say this is, but this is like uneven. I'm not an expert in this stuff. That's why I was like, maybe if one of the submarine people could talk about it. I mean, I don't know, maybe that means nothing, but like this little tail tip. Porthole window, rear cover, landing frame. Parts of the Titan sub believed to have been located. Okay, yeah. The window, the rear cover, and the landing frame.
And I think this was always the most likely scenario. So the search was in vain, and unfortunately, we were not able to recover them alive.
What impact, if any, do you think this will have on the future of missions like these?
Yeah, well, there'll certainly be a dampening impact on the future of tourism to the bottom of the ocean. But in the long run, I hope that we learn things, and I hope it becomes beneficial. I'm of two minds. One, I admire the innovation and the moving fast and the experimentation and the sense of exploration and really pushing things on the edge. As a race, we've benefited from the explorers who've risked and sometimes lost their lives. But at the same time, I got the sense, looking at the way the company talked about what they did and their operational rhythm, that they were applying Silicon Valley innovative rules of fail fast, which are maybe applicable if you're writing software to rent scooters, but Mother Nature is not like that. And if you don't follow all the rules, she's going to get you. And we've learned from over 100 years of operating submarines at sea, including losing some, and we go to sea for 60, 90 days at a time, that there's certain ways of operating submarines that come about safely and certain ways that you don't. Number one is a humility and a constant chronic unease with the sense that the ocean is pressing on the ship, and if you let down your guard, it's going to get you.
Compartment. This section swings out as a door. Viewport, a roughly 20, inch window allows passengers to see out. The only thing is, do they have lights? Can they actually see out of this thing? Because it gets dark. I guess they have lights, right? Let me see. The visibility is so bad. I mean, I guess you could look out the window. I don't know how much you're going to see. I mean, I don't know if that thing even has lights. Does it have a light so they can look out the window and shit? They got to look through the computer screen when you get down there. Where is my... And then door, skids, propulsion, video monitors track position. Oh, this says oxygen levels. Oxygen levels and communications. A video game controller steers the vessel.
Do you think there was any chance the crew may have been able to survive? It sounds like from your previous statements, that answer would be no.
They have lights, but until they get to the Titanic, there's nothing to see.
Based on what happened, the crew had 0.0% control over the situation. They had 0.0% ability to impact the outcome of the situation. I think the most likely, it doesn't appear that, for example, that they drove accidentally into the Titanic. I think the most likely scenario is there was something wrong with the vessel when they left the mothership. There was a minute flaw, there was a minute crack, there was a fitting that just wasn't connected just quite right, or there was a bolt that was made of the wrong material, or something minute that wasn't detected, and that flaw was there at the start, and it was just a matter of time. And when they reached the right depth, it gave way, and it was over for them.
What was your takeaway from this entire incident and the world watching this week?
Yeah, there was a couple interesting things from my perspective. Number one is my sense is that the company was trying to have their cake and eat it too. They were saying, look, we're not going to play by all the normal rules. We're more innovative, faster, maybe even smarter than the rest of you. But when they got in trouble, they wanted everyone to come to their assistance. And I think there's an implicit contract there, which is, hey, you play by the rules, we're going to come help, we're going to roll out the cavalry for you. You choose not to, that's your decision, but don't expect us to show up when you get in trouble. And so I think that's something we need to think about. And the other thing was, I was really surprised by the attention and that this got, and the response was heroic. 4 countries, multiple agencies, commercial, and it was really heartwarming and inspiring. And I think about some of the other accidents that happened, and I say, well, why didn't 53 Indonesian submarines 2 years ago, where 8 people were lost on Mount Everest last month, climbing it, or a couple hundred migrants were lost in a ship. And it makes me wonder, like, why do certain things gather so much attention and our resources and our energy and our money, and other things seem to pass by? And I don't have an answer to that.
Get him off, cut him off the air.
Well, David Marquette, thank you for your insight tonight. We appreciate you joining us.
Cut him off. Said too much. All right. The guy interviewed on Sky News, who was friends with 2 of the people on board, said that it was ascending when it lost contact, as if they were trying to surface. I don't know if he misspoke. I thought I heard him say that too. I don't know what he meant by that. Yeah, because I thought the whole story was that they were descending, and halfway down, they lost communication. But maybe that's a thing. I don't know. I saw one guy talking about too that maybe they hope to be able to bring up all the salvage, if possible, try to recreate the ship, the submarine, to find out if what went wrong, possibly. All right, so I guess I'm heading out there, man. I had a good time with you guys today. I hope you guys have a good night. If there's another chase, I'll come back. If not, good night. Peace.